Greetings, football fans. In today's video, I bring you a lot of exciting updates, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Let's talk about the 49ers. You're tuned into the analysis of the San Francisco 49ers. Today, I'll bring you my 2025 NFL Draft Simulation version 2.0. I will likely do 2 more of these simulations before the 2025 NFL Draft, which is scheduled for the end of this month. The specific dates for the event include the first round, which will begin on the night of Thursday, April 24th. The second and third rounds will take place on the night of Friday, April 25th. Finally, the 4th to 7th rounds of the NFL Draft will occur on the afternoon of Saturday, April 26th. The 49ers have waived several players and managed to accumulate multiple picks. They have several needs in their roster, and now is the time to shine in this NFL Draft, as they have the necessary picks to make a difference. There is a lot of potential available in the 2025 Draft. Looking ahead to 2026, as mentioned earlier, the 49ers will have a first-round pick, the 11th overall, and a second-round pick, the 43rd overall. Additionally, they will have 2 third-round picks at positions 75 and 100. So, they have 4 picks in the top 100. But there's more about these valuable draft assets. They also have a 4th-round pick at 113th, another 4th-round pick at 138th, and 2 5th-round picks at 147th and 160th. Even without a 6th-round pick, they still have 3 7th-round picks at 227th, 249th, and 252nd. Now, let's analyze my second draft simulation for the 49ers. There are a lot of expectations from NFL draft analysts, indicating that the 49ers are looking for a cornerback, perhaps an offensive lineman or a defensive tackle. I opt for an edge rusher in this case. I believe the main needs for this team include edge rusher, defensive tackle, right tackle, center, and left guard. This way, we address one of the major demands in the roster and secure a player who, in my view, could become one of the standouts of this draft class. If everything goes well and we land a notable player at the 11th pick, it would be fantastic. He has the ability to make a significant difference in games. He will work alongside Nick Bosa and has all the talent and potential for it, weighing around 115 kilograms in the edge position. His agility, flexibility, and speed are noteworthy. I greatly value his intense, energetic, and resilient competitive spirit. With a wrestling background, he can be very aggressive, and he credits part of his athletic skills to that experience. His ability to maintain a low posture and use wrestling techniques allows him to beat offensive tackles while keeping a low center of gravity. His performance in 2024 was outstanding. However, one of my concerns is that he worked hard to reach a weight of 250 pounds. His physique doesn't indicate much room for growth beyond this size, but with his condition, along with agility, flexibility, intensity, energy, and physicality, he has the potential to stand out at the professional level. There are some reservations regarding the decision to draft him. He faced a suspension in 2022 at the Virginia program and has 2 sexual assault allegations tied to him, although he was not formally charged. He also received mixed character evaluations from the Virginia and Marshall coaching staffs. His coach at Marshall described him as one of the most humble people he had ever known. Regarding his high-level performance in 2024, he led the nation in sacks with 17 and was also first in tackles for loss with 23. Marshall faced Ohio State, a team that would go on to win the national championship and featured several offensive linemen, including tackles who were expected to be picked in the early rounds of this draft. His performance in that game stood out, which impressed me greatly. The consistency of his work throughout the season is also significant. Some people may have concerns about his 17 sacks and 23 tackles for loss at Marshall, but it is important to remember that he was originally recruited from the ACC. The video footage reinforces his skills. In addition to his ability to pressure the quarterback and disrupt plays, he also has sharp instincts. Some people may raise concerns about his 17 sacks and 23 tackles for loss at Marshall, but we're talking about an athlete who came from the Atlantic Coast Conference, and the footage speaks for itself. In addition to his ability to pressure the quarterback and disrupt plays, he shows sharp instincts, intelligence, and is effective against the run game. Over the past 2 years, he registered almost 90 pressures, exactly 89. The question arises as to why his sack total grew so dramatically from 4.5 to 17. I believe this is due to the fact that the game adjusted to him. The possibility of an athlete lining up against a well-known player is something many expect. The team has tried to create this dynamic before, but hasn't succeeded. They selected a player in the second round, but his future in the league is uncertain. Throughout this player's career, since being drafted second overall in 2019, the team has faced difficulties securing an elite pass rusher to play alongside him. This is a crucial opportunity to change that narrative. While there is a risk involved, if everything aligns, I believe this athlete could become a standout player at the professional level and make an immediate impact in games. We're ready to invest in an athlete with great explosive potential, while also addressing another need by selecting an athlete from Michigan. Observers of that program and people within the league's teams have recognized that he could stand out as one of the best talents in the league, considering his impressive height of 6 feet 4 inches and weight of 331 pounds. He becomes an imposing presence at the nose tackle position, capable of playing in various formations on the interior line. However, despite his great potential and highlight moments, including a magnificent performance against a traditional rival, there is the risk that he may not meet expectations. There are examples of both successes and failures, but he has the strength and wingspan necessary to defeat blocks, along with powerful hands that make him a formidable attacker. At times, he may lack explosiveness, which leads me to prefer lighter, faster, and more explosive players. However, I suspect he won't be available when the team makes their pick. Despite his inconsistencies, I trust the coaching staff's ability to maximize and develop his skills. This athlete is lighter, more agile, and more explosive, but I believe he won't be available before the 43rd pick. Although he has shown some inconsistencies, I trust the coaching staff's talent to maximize his potential. If they can develop him, he could dominate the center of the line. He is capable of beating interior offensive linemen to get to the quarterback and has the ability to neutralize the run game, having registered 32 tackles the previous year, along with 7 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, and 27 pressures. These numbers are impressive for an interior defensive lineman, including 5 passes defended and 2 fumble recoveries. Although he was never fully highlighted at his university, he was often overshadowed by a teammate. What impresses me are his consecutive pressure numbers, 27 and 23. I believe he performed well during the pre-draft process, especially at the Combine, where he posted a remarkable athletic score, weighing 331 pounds and completing 40 yards in 5.13 seconds. He also jumped 31 inches vertically. Although he may not always show explosiveness at times, this short area quickness can be improved and developed, given his vertical leap. In the 3rd round, we need to start focusing on the offensive line, and I will choose one of the lesser valued players in this class who has characteristics and skills that make him promising. At 6 feet 5 inches and weighing around 318 pounds, he boasts a strong build and demonstrated outstanding strength, lifting 440 pounds. As an offensive lineman, this upper body strength and mobility are essential, and he also squatted 570 pounds, making him difficult to take down. He competes with determination and is exceptionally strong in the run game. Although he has some experience, there is no immediate pressure for him to play right away. The team should gradually improve his performance on the offensive line. A linebacker from another university is another athlete to consider. At 227 pounds, I would bet on him. The team has a need at this position, and although he may be selected a little earlier, I admire his coverage skills. At 6 feet 2 inches and 233 pounds, he ran a 40-yard dash in 4.64 seconds. Sometimes, he seems to perform his role more quickly than that. He is well-conditioned, with a strong upper body, and stands out in coverage, being able to cover running backs from the backfield, tight ends, and some receivers. He moves fluidly, and I appreciate the smoothness in his game as he positions himself for coverage. His skill set and aspects of his game remind me of a well-known player. He also has the ability to rush the passer. He is a player of high character, although he may struggle to read and diagnose plays on occasion due to instincts. However, there is no better player to learn from at the linebacker position. I believe the team should consider drafting a tight end during this draft, even after signing one to serve as a second option. They have meetings and visits scheduled with a talented athlete from another university. At 249 pounds, I would bet on a player with great potential. Finally, with the 252nd pick, another athlete might have limitations but face challenging interior defensive linemen at his university. I recently attended a meeting where I arranged a visit with a notable athlete from Texas Tech. At 249 pounds, I am open to taking a risk on a player with growth potential who shows abilities. Then, at 252, another athlete enters the conversation. He might have some shortcomings as a player, yet throughout his time at Texas, he performed admirably against formidable interior defensive linemen who were quite aggressive. Although he could encounter difficulties at the NFL level, my focus is on how he fits into the scheme, especially considering the relationship between two coaches and the expertise they offer. While his athletic measurements are not remarkable and he has certain constraints, the footage shows he is a reliable player. He served as a consistent center for his team, which made a notable playoff run in college football. He has experienced crucial games in two significant conferences. With the 252nd pick in the 7th round, I am excited to see him grow. Thus, consider my mock draft for the team, rated from A to F. I believe we have secured some solid talents, met essential needs, and are heading toward enhancing this football unit. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The video fades in on a montage of highlight reel throws, championship confetti, and roaring crowds. A shadowy silhouette emerges in a 49ers jersey with a number 15 stitched in bold red and gold. The music cuts. Silence. A question flashes across the screen. Could the NFL's ultimate game-changer be heading to San Francisco? In a development that's left fans and insiders buzzing with anticipation, the football world is grappling with a jaw-dropping possibility. Patrick Mahomes to the San Francisco 49ers. While no official confirmation has emerged, multiple sources have hinted at preliminary discussions that could shake the very foundation of the NFL. Given Mahomes' dynasty-defining success in Kansas City, including 3 Super Bowl MVPs and a track record unmatched by any quarterback in his first 100 starts, the idea of him donning the red and gold seems almost too wild to be true. And yet, the smoke is there. The 49ers, already boasting a powerhouse roster with one of the league's most formidable defenses and a creative offensive scheme under Kyle Shanahan, would become instant Super Bowl favorites if Mahomes were to join. Pairing his improvisational brilliance with offensive weapons like Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, and George Kittle would be nothing short of a gridiron dream. The NFL landscape would tilt dramatically westward, and rival franchises are already bracing for what such a move could mean. Speculation has only intensified following Mahomes' recent cryptic social media activity and a conspicuous silence from Chiefs executives amid contract restructuring rumors. Though he is still bound by the historic $503 million deal signed in 2020, insiders suggest that both parties may be exploring options in light of shifting priorities, cap pressures, and a potential desire for a new challenge. For Mahomes, who has already conquered the AFC time and again, the NFC, particularly a redemption arc with the team he first defeated in a Super Bowl, could offer fresh legacy-defining motivation. For now, it's a waiting game. But the very idea of Patrick Mahomes taking snaps at Levi's Stadium has already ignited imaginations and flooded comment sections across the sports world. Whether it's pure speculation or the beginning of the most seismic trade in NFL history, one thing is certain. The league will never be the same if this deal goes through. Stay tuned. This story is far from over. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.